Hey guys, I am going to do a review on the Monocle Travel Guide series on Honolulu because this is the one of the very few books that mainly focus on certain parts of Oahu, mainly on Honolulu, which is the capital of Oahu, as well as Waikiki. They also have focus on Kailua and the North Shore as well. Plus, when it comes to the map, they don't have an actual pull-out map, but they do have a map inserted inside there. This is the first page. Welcome, aloha. This is the content. This is what the map looks like, They mainly focus on Oahu. So this is what the map looks like. Really nice map. Not as detailed as some of the other books, but I think it is very good. They also have a need to know, get to grip with the basics. They also have little illustrations as well. This is the hotel page. A lot of clear images, and one of the things I also like how they have is the monocle command. Like here we have one on Halekulani. This one they choose the top 12 favorite hotels. Like on these two pages you got Halekulani and the Royal Hawaiian. You also got the new Otani. You also have a little bit of fun fact. Like here we have writer in residence. You also have mentioned music and hulas in hotels. Some of the hotels are mentioned in there are a lot less known, like Hyatt Regency. I know Hyatt Regency is not one of the lesser known hotels. It's one of the well-known hotels, but actually it's not as well-known as some of the others, like earlier we seen on the Royal Hawaiian Hotel, known as the Pink Palace. And then here we got the Kahala Hotel, Lotus Honolulu. And then you got Waikiki Park, Moana Surf Rider, and Surf Jack Hotel and Swim Club Waikiki. They also have offers a decent selections of dining. Like they choose them personally. Plus, I also like how they provide the phone number, the website, the location, and so on and so forth. And I like how they also have clear images of what does it look like, on what restaurant they're talking about, and so on and so forth. And then there's a must try. Really cool, actually. Really cool. I mean, this is probably one of my favorite looks so far. Especially if we're not talking about Lonely Planet, actually. Or if we're not counting Lonely Planet. Is this retail? Really amazing. I mean, this is cool. Really clear images. I like how they're really clear images. They mention where the location, phone number, and then they also have websites as well. They also have things we buy. This is what it looks like. It looks like a haul, actually, for your information, except it's on souvenirs, actually, instead of, the usual makeup and fashion and so on and so forth. Well, they did mention a little bit of fashion, except it's a little bit different to what we usually seen on YouTube, actually. They also got 12 essays, Honolulu throughout history. Plus, they also have culture. Culture, I mean, is they spoke about it very differently, actually, very differently. I mean, here we have museums. Lots of museums, actually. They also provide a lot of information as well. Hawaiian screen, there's music. Plus, they also have the nature as well as literature and Best of the Rest Hawaii Roundup. This is what it looks like. It's very different actually, very different to Lonely Planet and some of the other books I own. They also got design and architecture. Amazing. This is really cool actually. I mean, I gotta say this is one of my favorite books. Plus, I also love how they do mention some of the other things that some of the other books didn't mention. Lots of clear images as well, like signs here we have. The page. We also have memorials. We got visual identity. This is what it looks like. Amazing. I mean, I love this book a lot actually. I also like how they mention sport and fitness. Search spots. Right over here. Here we got some other things like more water activities. Amazing. And I also like this illustration here. You made me an ordinary dogfish, untouched. Really cute. Really cute. This is why Monocle really stands out from the rest of the Hawaiian books. They also have some others like here we have is lawn bows. Grooming as well. Grooming, I mean like as in, going to a hair salon, going to a spa and all. There's also mentioned beaches as well. Like, who can forget beaches when you mentioned about Hawaii, actually? The islands of Hawaii, I'm talking about. They also have some other parts, like here we have hiking. And one of the things I like how they also mention some difficulty and distance when it comes to the hike trails or the hiking trails, as we're talking here. Images are clear again as well, which is really good news. They also have cycling road and cycling road, running road. Here we have cycling route on Manoa Valley, and then there's Ala Moana Beach Park. I like how they mention the distance, the gradient, difficulty, highlight, and best time for running route. For cycling route, needy is only the starting point and distance. I also like how they mention details and all. Also where to buy, where to hire a bicycle. Amazing. Wow, I kept on saying amazing for this book actually. Anyway, you also got walks as well. Like here we have Manoa Valley. They also have a map as well. And numbering about where we should walk. Very good illustrations as well. They also mentioned address here. They also did mention outside Honolulu, like beyond the city, day trip. This is Kailua, beyond the sea. A lot of clear pictures, a lot of clear names and all, and I like it. I mean, this is really nice. This is really nice. So, this is North Shore. It's a map up here. You also got a lot of clear images, and I gotta say, this is a really good book, Plus, they also have resources, inside knowledge. So yeah, so this is the Monocle Travel Guide series. Plus, I got to say, there are some disadvantages about this book as well. The disadvantages I am going to tell you here is, firstly, when you are buying this book, you have to start thinking, do you want your focus to be on just Honolulu and Waikiki along with Kailua and the North Shore. But if you do want other parts of Oahu to be focused as well, like Pearl Harbor is one of them, the leeward side, and then another part is Waimanalo at the windward side. I wouldn't recommend getting this book, but if you do want to focus on the other islands as well, like one of them is Maui, Lanai, Molokai, Big Island of Hawaii, and Kauai, of course. Like, if you want to focus on the neighboring islands as well, I don't recommend getting this book because mostly this book only focus on Honolulu, Waikiki, Kailua, and the North Shore, of course. But all in all, I gotta say, this is one of my favorite books. I actually love how they inserted the images. I love the comments on the hotels. Another thing I also love is that they have the walks, the cycling routes, running routes. I like the cute illustration. I also love the need to know part. The essays part are also very interesting as well. Culture, design, and architecture as well. But one of the things I also need to tell you guys as a disadvantage is that unfortunately they won't be mentioning the history of Hawaii in this book. So if you do want any mentions of the history of Hawaii, I don't recommend looking into this book because this book only has a need to know hotels. I mean, they do have the essays and all, but those are actually very different to the other books. Actually, the other books just tell you about a lot of history on Hawaii. So if you're looking for a book that also mentions the history of Hawaii about how it begins and all, I wouldn't recommend looking into that book. I would recommend you either have to look into the Lonely Planet Guide, DK Eyewitness, or I would recommend one of my favorite books as well, which is the Inside Guide Hawaii, as well as Explore Hawaii. So I would say that might be the drawbacks, or rather the disadvantages, along with uh, many the focus on Honolulu, Waikiki, Kailua, and North Shore instead of focusing on the whole island as well as the neighboring islands. But however, if you do want your focus to be just on Honolulu, Waikiki, as well as the North Shore and Kailua, I would recommend getting this book. In my opinion, I would say I would rate this book uh, 4.5 stars out of 5 stars for this book. This is a really good book actually. I really enjoy this book. I actually bought it from Kinokuniya as well. This is a really great book. Actually, Kinokuniya has a lot of great selection when it comes to traveling books, by the way. Okay, so thank you so much for watching this video. I will see you guys next time. Bye. Mahalo for watching and aloha.